Is your neck tight? Are your shoulders stiff? Well, this class is just for you. This was a request from one of our students. I'm Mark with Evansville Power Yoga, and welcome to a class on tight necks and restricted shoulders. Stick around. So welcome to your neck and shoulder release class. You need two props, a block, a blanket, or maybe a group of towels if you have it at home when we start going for the chest openers. Okay, so we'll start off on our seat. Find a comfortable seat. Sit your sits bones to the ground, and if you find yourself starting to hunch forward, grab yourself a blanket. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that now just to help me up with my posture. Set your blanket to the floor. Root down through your sits bones. Draw your belly in and up. And we'll do a few half neck rolls is what I call them, okay? Take your chin towards your right shoulder and turn your head as about on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 7 intensity. Reach the crown of your head up towards your ceiling, relax your shoulders down, and create a semicircle. Drop your chin towards your chest. To your left, and pause. Remain a neutral neck, okay? Stay lifted. Maybe sometimes I tell my students, maybe even lift your eyebrows up. So grow tall, pull your belly in. And once again, swing your chin down towards your sternum, the center of your chest. And come on up. And you're going to repeat this on your own. Call them half circles. And I'm an advocate of half circles rather than rotating your head 360. Sometimes rotating your head 360 is very jarring on the neck. So an easy controlled sway. Relax your jaws and don't overly strain your eyes. Just keep them soft. And what I'm noticing when I create this, my belly starts to sag and I have to pay attention to sit upright. All right, we'll do a few more. I call them swipes to the left and to the right. All right, come back to center. Give yourself a few shoulder shrugs. Take your shoulders up to your ears and send them back. Take your hands to your knees, up and back. And what I'm going to encourage all of you out there is to squeeze up as high as you can. Feel tension. Feel like you're tightening up. Send it back, and then you release and feel ease and lightness down through your shoulders. What I mean lightness is there's no work. Inhale, tightness, squeeze, tension. Take your head back and relax, drop down. Now let's take 3 more. Inhale, squeeze. Bring your shoulder blades behind you and relax. 2 more. Ride it up, squeeze back, and there's a softness when it comes down. Let's do one more time. Breathe in, squeeze, and release. Let's go from back to front. This time I'm going to have you take your palms out. So you're going to take your palms out, open, and draw it in. You're going to almost like make a circle with your arms. Draw it in. And this one we're going to take it a little faster. So you open, expose the front of your chest, and come back. And it's like you open, and then you give me something. There you go. Take it back, squeeze, lift your shoulders, relax. Last one, open, squeeze, and bring it back. Shake it off, relax. Next stretch. Raise your left arm high to the ceiling. Bend your elbow and grip your right ear, or bring your hand over your right ear and gently pull your left ear towards your left shoulder. Now, I want you to focus on your right shoulder. Drop your right shoulder down and almost like create a sense of heaviness. And we'll be here for about a minute. So most of the pose that I told we're going to do, we're going to hold for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So there's an approach to almost like yin. Although yin you hold usually longer, this one between the 90 seconds to 2.5 minute mark. Okay. Bring your belly in, right? Keep a tall neutral spine. Now take your hand, your left hand, and drop it to the floor and keep your head cocked to your left. Okay? Bring your chin towards your chest. And now rock your head back. All the while keeping your ear, your left ear, towards your left shoulder. I tell my students when we do this pose or this movement that the slower you do this movement, I find it's more effective. So don't rush the movement. And begin to find end range. Bring your chin as far close to your chest as possible. And take your head back as far as you can. So we have about another minute here. So about 2.5 minutes of just gentle movements. You know, when we have tension in the neck and shoulders, we tend to hold tension, right? And it just takes time to allow the body, the neck to release. So back and forth. Just with ease. And I'm beginning to feel like my head is getting heavy. Take your hand to your head and prop it up. All right, let's do the opposite side. Now I feel this is really loose and so much freedom and heat. Let's do the opposite side. Lift your right arm overhead. Let's do the opposite side stretch. Drop your left shoulder down. Take it away from your left ear. And breathe. Relax your face. Relax your eyes. And also bring what I'm finding, a softness to your throat. And just a reminder, if you find your low belly starting to curve in and you're finding to lose integration with your belly, maintain an upright spine. Release your arm to the floor. Keep your head cocked to your right. And we'll begin to sway our head. Bring your chin once again towards your sternum, towards the center. And move it back. And move it forward. And move it back. And you want to be mindful and really get present to all these muscle fibers pulling. And take it back. And you're more than welcome to close your eyes. So we're here for about 30 more seconds. Again, feeling a sense of heaviness. We're going to take one more transition from back and to front. And bring yourself up. Good. Shake it off. Relax. Come into side puppy pose. Side puppy pose. And these poses we're going to hold for exactly 90 seconds. So come to your hands and knees. Pad your knees if you need to. So side puppy pose involves us being on our shoulders, okay? Or our elbows, rather. Take your hands out in front like puppy pose and bring your hips slightly back past towards your knees. Drop your drop your forehead towards the floor. Bring your hands into prayer position. And we're going to focus on the upper back, maybe the sides. And this helps for those of you who work out or do a lot of inversions. And really breathe. And now in this position, walk your elbows towards one side. That could be your right. I'm going to choose my left first. So walk. And whatever direction, okay, so I went to my left. Now take your right arm or elbow a little further away
and get that lateral stretch through your upper side body. If you find space, drop your head towards the floor. And if it's uncomfortable, you could lay on a blanket, place your forehead on the blanket. Breathe here. Take another deep breath in. And exhale it out. And walk your elbows back. And then we're going to release. Come into cat pose before we go to the opposite side. Tuck your tailbone down. Lift your upper back. So this creates a counter. We were in that scalloped sway back. Now we're going to take it up to this cat pose. Round your spine up as high as you can. And move your hips from side to side. Side to side, left to right. Come back to neutral. Come back to puppy pose. Extend your arms overhead. Bend your elbows. Come down. And walk your hands towards the opposite side. This time it's my right side. And if you're going to your right, extend your left elbow further away from you, almost like a diagonal. And relax and release and breathe here. Relax your eyes, relax your jaws. And if at any time you find in too much intensity, back off. You could come into a child's pose. So easy through your shoulders. Now we're working on some shoulder tightness. A few more rounds of breath here, and then we're going to come back into a cat pose. Drop your chest, relax your head. One more breath in, and exhale it out. Come back. Prop yourself up into cat pose. Round your upper back. And then come back to tabletop. And let's come into traditional puppy pose. Traditional puppy pose, extend your arms out. Drop your head towards your floor. Breathe here. And at any time you're out there and you feel that you need to take more than what I'm allowing time for, I've attached a PDF of this class, so you could always pause and take your time or download that PDF to get all the poses. You're most definitely welcome to take, if you're short on time, to shorten the class for you or make it longer if your shoulders need it. Drop your chest towards the floor. Now you're going to really relax. Take another deep breath in and exhale it out. Press your hands to the floor. Lift your chest, lift your head. And then come onto your butts, your sits bones. And cross your right leg underneath. Take your left leg on top. Anchor your sits bones. We're going to create a twist. Sit up tall. Root your sits bones. Take a deep breath in. And twist to your left. You could take your right arm
grip your knee or take your hand. Press your fingertips down to the floor. Raise the top of your head up to your ceiling and twist. You know, the shoulders are connected to your upper spine muscles. And we want to stretch and give mobility and pliability to those neighboring muscles. And your upper back muscles that are connected to your shoulders need warming up as well. And that's why I've chosen this twist with this class. Get more rotation in your cervical spine, your neck. Turn your chin towards your left shoulder. Sit up tall. Breathe in and out. Relax your jaws, relax your eyes. Now find your end range. How far can you go? For 3, 2, 1, and release. And for some of you, that included a hip opener as well. So let's do the opposite side. Take your left leg underneath. Take your right leg up and over. Reset. Root your sits bones. Draw your belly in. Create a shoulder shrug. Squeeze your shoulder blades in together, and we'll twist to our right. So you choose. Take your hand or maybe even use your forearm. Mainly anchor down through your hip, your right hip. Sit tall. Oh, I just heard a pop in my spine. So turn your chin towards your right shoulder. Grow tall. We'll be here again. I want you to pay attention where in your body you're fighting the posture. Where in your twist do you feel tension? And can you breathe in that area? So that your whole body is not working hard. It's not driving. There's a tenderness to your twist, a tenderness to your eyes. And only if your body allows you do you go deeper. Take a deep breath in and exhale it all out. Come back to center. All right, we're going to do some shoulder hugs. You need a block for this, or a stack of pillows, and your blanket. This is a pose that you can hold. I'm going to hold it for 90 seconds. This one you can hold for as long as you want. So I'll show you how we do this pose. Take your block, depending on your body type. Either medium height or medium. I'm going to start with medium, and then I may drop down. So you take this right around your below your ribs. And see, already I think this is too high, so I'm going to go down to flat here. Take your right arm in front, or in the bottom, and left arm on top, and relax. Adjust if this is too intense. And I find this version of the posture is more attainable by having the block underneath. I've done this before without the block and I feel like I'm squished. Now I'm squeezing my microphone, so hopefully you could hear what's going on. Just stay here. If you don't feel it as much, extend your arms further and create a heaviness through your torso. Again, just 90 seconds here, and then we'll do 90 seconds on the other side. About 5 more seconds. And release. Oh, that's intense. Pause. Let's do the opposite side. 90 seconds. So whatever arm was underneath or the one closest to your waist, take that up on top and create. Are you ready? Here we go. 90 seconds. As I mentioned before, if this serves you well and you want to stay longer, do that. This, I find, is difficult to let go. And when I find that place, I feel like my elbows slide away from each other. Tune in and get present to the backs of your the backs of your shoulders, your deltoids. Bringing in some space. And you could even experiment tilting your head from side to side. Does that play a role? We're finding ourselves in our last 5 seconds. And we're done. Good work. Pause. And come on up. The next pose we're going to do is called cow face arms on your back. Now I'm going to demonstrate it for you. So if you want to watch it first, make sure you get the alignment, then follow along. You could do that. So take a look and let's get to it. So you're going to be on your side, and I'm going to show you the back side of how it looks. And find yourself on one side. Raise your arm high to the ceiling and take it behind your back like so. Just place it in the middle of the back. You're not going to reach as high as you can. You're just going to come here. And once you find that, gently roll yourself onto that arm. And extend your legs. Take your opposite arm up and over to the center of your back. Now, for those of you who do cow face arms, the goal of this is not to clasp your arms together. You can adjust if you want to take it up a little higher up the middle of your back and begin to relax.
You'll find interesting sensations on your shoulder, especially the one that's behind you. Now set your eyes to a single point and breathe. Again, we'll stay here for about 90 seconds. If you want to take it a little longer because you're getting a deep opening and you're finding you're relaxed in it, by all means, go for it. And so with me, I have the back of my head on my wrist or the front of my forearms. Just now find ease and begin to relax your upper shoulders. Relax your face again, and maybe close your eyes. Tune into those deep sensations and be with this process. I just noticed my shoulders melted. I'm giving into it. It's like it's butter, becoming really soft. Let's take a few more rounds of breath here. Allow your torso to get heavier and heavier. Release tension through your shoulders. And with intention, this is intense on the shoulders, especially the one that's your hand that's behind you. Reverse and go the opposite way you came, or you go in the same way you came into the pose. And let's do the opposite side, okay? So roll onto your opposite side. Lift your arm up high to your ceiling. Take it behind you. And with sensitivity, I have to be very sensitive. Lie on your arm. Take your opposite arm overhead. It's as if you're going to clasp your hands, but you don't. And then use that wrist or that forearm as a pillow. Adjust. And let's rest. So at first I find that my body, it almost feels like I'm in shock. And I respond to that arm in initial shock with relaxing breaths. And allow your opposite shoulder to truly melt. There's no work involved. It's an allowing the posture to happen and to be with. There's no rush. Keep on breathing. Again, I'm finding that my top elbow, the one that's overhead, it's collapsing. There's a little shaking and breathing into all these possible feelings and sensations. About 5 more breaths. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale it out. And very mindfully, with sensitivity, roll and find your way up.
Now let's transition to a open heart bolster or blanket opening. If you have your blanket, go ahead and take it with you. And if you don't have it, grab your towel. And I prefer that you do have something to open up the heart. So grab a blanket or a towel and create a roll with your blanket. Place it horizontal to your mat, so not vertical but horizontal. And lay your upper chest or your thoracic spine, upper chest, on your blanket, towel, or whatever you have. Get situated and take your hands to the base of your skull and pull your head away from your shoulders. Create almost like a double chin. And rock your head side to side. Because this is a neck and shoulder class. We're emphasizing neck. All things to do with the neck and shoulders. So I want you to lengthen your spine and place your head to the floor. You're going to choose what's going to serve you best today with your arms. I have students that come into cactus. Some students come into the letter Y. Or you could even extend it out to just a letter T. So you find your space. And we're here again for about 90 seconds. You know, we were working on a lot of the back of the shoulders. Now we're working on the front, the chest. Right above, your pectoral minor muscles. Just breathe with ease. Close your eyes and allow your thoracic spine to get heavier and heavier. It almost feels like my spine is fusing itself to my blanket. Take a rich, deep breath in. Exhale. Let's do it one more time. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And I know for some of you, this is intense. For me, it is. And I'm going to go really slow when I come out of it. Make sure you draw your core in to stay tight. Tuck your chin to your chest and move towards one side. And make your way into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Cycle your knees, lift your tailbone up to the ceiling, and make the longest spine you can. Create a lot of space. We're not going to stay in downward facing dog too long. This is going to be a transition pose to come into your next pose, which is a ragdoll pose. Step forward and keep your knees soft and bent. We have two versions of ragdoll pose. The first one we're going to do is one that emphasizes the neck, and the other one emphasizes the shoulders. So take your hands and cup your head. Traction pull your head towards the floor. And bring your elbows in towards your shins or your knees. And shake your head from side to side. Keep your hands braced behind your head. Feel this sensations of surrender. A willingness to let go and to heal. Drop your hands to the floor. And keep on rocking your head from side to side. Bring your head towards your toes. And release. Tabletop pose to rest, and then we'll come back into our second set to ragdoll pose with a shoulder opener. You will need your strap with this if you have one. So make your way back into downward dog and into ragdoll pose. Ragdoll with a shoulder stretch. Okay, here we go. Come on up. Ragdoll pose. Strap, belt, or rope. And take your arms up and over. Reach your hands and arms towards the floor behind you. You're more than welcome to find freedom in your neck. Bring patience to your shoulders, and when you're ready, deepen your arms. I don't like using the word crank because it sounds so harsh, but there's that movement of cranking your arms forward. One last breath. Inhale here. And exhale, release with ease. And if you'd like, you could go into a third set of a ragdoll pose. Downward facing dog. And make yourself onto a comfortable seat. Or I'm going to be in hero's pose. We're going to work more on the shoulders with the neck.
I like this posture. It's eagle with a neck stretch. Take one arm under for eagle. I'm going to take my right arm under.
Bring your elbows to the height of your shoulders. Relax your shoulders. And with this eagle pose, there's almost like a tick-tocking movement that we're going to do. Move your arms to the right and tilt your head to the left. And switch. And repeat this movement. So arms go one way, head goes another. Just bringing that mobility to your shoulders and neck at the same time. And I'm beginning to find end range. How far can I move my hands to one direction? So you're going to repeat this for about 3 more times. 1, 2. And you notice the movement pattern in my cadence and the tempo. It's slow and methodical, right? It's not like a metronome going really, really fast. It's patient. Let's do the opposite arm. Same thing, we're going to do the tick-tocks. Move your arms to one direction, tilt the head, opposite. And change. All right, so repeat. And you're almost more than welcome to stay in one side if you find that it's tacky or sticky and you want to just explore what you can bring freedom to. Well, about 3 more times. Make sure you keep your elbows, my elbows started to sink down, elbows to the height of your shoulders. It's almost like I'm doing a dab, right? Release, it's like I'm dabbing. Oh, relax. Come into child's pose, please. Child's pose. Take your knees wide to the outer edges of your mat and extend your arms forward. Spread your fingers wide. We're going to come into a puppy pose, spinal twist. We did puppy pose at the beginning of class, and we didn't do a twist. So we're going to revisit puppy pose. And extend your left arm. Keep your left arm extended and thread your right arm through. Turn your head towards your mat. So you're not going to look at your right arm, but rather turn your head to the mat. Extend your overhead arm as far as you can and press
your right forearm to the floor and create this traction pull. Take your right shoulder and draw it towards the right side of your mat. All the while, push your forearm to the floor. Notice the back arm shoulder stretch here. Now breathe and allow your chest to fall on your right bicep. Get soft. Once we have this pose, we're going to go deeper into more of a twist, and not so much about a shoulder opener. Raise up about 3 inches off the ground and thread your right arm further away from your body. Take your left arm and place it directly in front of your face, and use your left hand as an anchor. Spread your left fingers wide, press it down. Now open and twist your trunk. Keep the same amount of intensity and push through your right arm. So a little bit of spinal movement here. Set your eyes overhead. Just bring a relaxedness through your neck as well. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale it out. Okay? To come out of this pose, press your left arm down. Come on up. Revisit puppy pose. Let's do the opposite side. Keep your right arm extended and thread your left arm through, right? This first one is more about the top, upper, back part of your shoulder. Rest your head to the floor and press your bicep, your left bicep and forearm. And drag your left arm towards the left side of your mat. And rest your chest as close as you can to your left bicep. And experience the opening through the back side of your shoulder. And we'll do the second version, the twist. Come on up slightly, about 3 inches. Reach your left arm further away from you. And take your right hand directly in front of your face. So your elbow, your bicep and your forearm almost creates a 90 degrees. Press your left arm, press your right hand, and easy, mindful twist. Relax your core. Press your right hand deeper. Take another deep breath in and out. And go ahead, release. Come on up. And find your way into a seat. One of my favorite poses that I do with my preschool kids is banana pose. Take yourself into a shavasana. Okay? Extend your arms overhead like you're in mountain pose. And take your legs and your feet to the right side of your mat. Take your arms and hands also to the right side. So I feel like I have little feet on my head and shoulders and I'm walking them. Okay. A couple alignment points. There's a tendency for some students, if they go too much, that they'll start to cave in and collapse. Keep your shoulders planted to the floor. If you want a deeper sensation through the side body, You could take your left arm and bend it and cup it with your right hand and pull yourself further into this lateral bend. Otherwise, stay here. If you find that your body has settled, you could walk it out further and make the posture more intense. Take another deep breath in here and exhale it out. Come back to reclined mountain pose. Let's do the opposite side. So just a reminder that all these poses will be in a PDF. So if you want to take it, and if you don't remember all the poses we did, they'll be in a handout on a link to the description, on the description box below. So take advantage of that. Right? Keep your spine or your shoulder blades anchored to the floor. Take a full, rich, deep breath in. And exhale. Come back to mountain pose. Extend your arms, point your toes, and relax. Final rest, Shavasana. Now I'm going to take a minute in Shavasana, about 11 breaths. For those of you who want to take a longer final rest, go ahead and pause the video and enjoy your Shavasana. If not, hang out here with me, 11 breaths. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Create a few windshield wipers from side to side. And when you're ready, make your way up to a sit, roll onto one side, and prop yourself up. Root your sits bones, sit up tall. And if you haven't subscribed yet to our EPY Empowered YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe so you'll receive or updated on our latest content. Thank you again so much for letting me lead you in this neck and shoulder relax class. Let's end with a final bow of gratitude. Bring your hands in front of your heart. With deep respect. Namaste.